the Northern Ireland Assembly and the Northern Ireland Parliament. During the 19th century, so 1800 something, there was a rise of nationalism in Ireland. And there were people like the Fenians, and they wanted complete independence of Ireland from the United Kingdom. There were other people like Charles Stewart Parnell, and they wanted home rule. Then in 1913, there was in the Parliament in London the Home Rule Bill introduced. And that would mean that Home Rule, that Ireland stays a part of the United Kingdom, but rules itself from home. So on Ireland it would be ruled, but it would be still a part of the United Kingdom. Then 1 year later, in 1914, the First World War broke out, and changes on the government were postponed. Then in 1916, there were Irish Nationalists who didn't want to wait until changes were made, and the Easter Uprising happened. And that was in Dublin against the British. And that uprising was then defeated, and under military law, the leaders of this uprising were executed. Then a guerrilla war followed, and against the British Army and the British police. In 1921, then, a peace treaty was signed, and Ireland was splitted in 1922 in the northern part and the southern part. The northern 6 counties, which were mainly Protestantistic, they became Northern Ireland, and the southern part became the Irish Free State, which in 1949 became the Republic of Ireland. And in 1922, when with the splitting of Ireland following the 1921 peace treaty of the guerrilla war starting with 1916 with the uprising, Easter Uprising, then in 1922 the Northern Ireland Assembly was founded. Now it is the Northern Ireland Assembly, but then there was a lot of disagreement. There were people who wanted complete independence, full Irish independence from the UK, and there were people who wanted to stay in the United Kingdom, and now the troubles started. And in these troubles following 1969 and the 1970s and onwards, 3,000 people lost their lives in these troubles. So some people wanted complete independence, other people wanted to stay in the United Kingdom. And in these troubles, when following 1969, around 3,000 people died. And when following the starting of this trouble in 1969, the Northern Ireland Assembly, which was founded in 1922, was suspended. And when the trouble happened, and when in the 90s, John Major was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and he helped to establish a peace process in Ireland. And when Tony Blair became Prime Minister, and he made the devolved administrations. That means these devolved administrations that there was in Scotland, the Scottish Parliament from 1999, and that they can rule in some areas, and in Wales, the Senate, or then known the Welsh Assembly, and they could do some governing in Wales, and then also following the Good Friday Agreement of 1998, the Northern Ireland Parliament was elected in 1999. So during Tony Blair's time when he was Prime Minister, there were devolved administrations established. In Wales, the Senate, in Scotland, the Scottish Parliament, and in Northern Ireland, the Northern Ireland Assembly. And with that Northern Ireland had when the Northern Ireland Parliament, the Parliament was established. The Northern Ireland Assembly was the one from 1922 until 1972, which was when during the trouble suspended, and then following the Good Friday Agreement of 1998, which was more or less a peace treaty. The Good Friday Agreement from 1998, the Northern Ireland Parliament was elected in 1999. And that was suspended then in 2002 again, but then re-established in 2007, Northern Ireland Parliament. And today there is the Northern Ireland Parliament. It has 90 members called the MLAs, the Northern Ireland Legislative Assembly. And these 90 people, are voted in on proportional representation. And the ministerial offices are shared between political parties. There's an agreement on that. And they can do governing in health, education, the environment, and agriculture, and social services. These devolved administrations, all 3 which exist today, the Senate in Wales, the Scottish Parliament in Scotland, and in Northern Ireland, the Northern Ireland Parliament, as they are today, they cannot rule in defence or foreign affairs, and the central government in London has the right to suspend them, as it happened with the Northern Ireland Parliament from 2002 until 2007, but they can govern in education and health or these things. and the paramilitary groups have decommissioned their arms in Northern Ireland and are inactive. And that is according to the Life in UK test handbook on several pages, for example 116 and 117.